Hi, this is Kent Anderson, co-author of the forthcoming book, How the Internet Disrupted Science. It's September 11th, 2025, and I'm here with my co-author, Joy Moore, to give you a quick news update. Let's talk about an interesting preprint withdrawal that has some of the MAHA elite very upset. So, Joy, you
Well,
came
I would,
across this, so
well, of course. I mean, yesterday we talked about preprints and preprint servers and how there's not a lot of oversight and it's the Wild West. And then all of a sudden today we get a knickers and a twist announcement from the McCullough Foundation that their preprint that they put out in July that was scrutinized heavily by the peer review community
right.
has been withdrawn or retracted by
Yeah, withdrawn,
MDPI.
yeah, for unresolved ethical issues. And the you mentioned that one of the authors at the time that was under heightened scrutiny, I think John Catanzaro, said that, well, we'll straighten all that stuff out when it goes to a journal, but it's pretty
Yeah,
clear this isn't going to a journal or they wouldn't be so upset that the preprint has been withdrawn. And MDPI did a pretty thorough wipe of it, right?
right. You can't even get the paper anymore. But it was up for a long time and it's been over 6 weeks. So maybe it should have been rev revised and submitted to a journal by now.
Yeah, you would
And
think.
and if so, but isn't that how preprint culture works? You maintain every version throughout the
Right. Why would it
lifespan.
bother you if a preprint's withdrawn if that's not your where you thought it was going to stop, and that was all farther you knew it was going to go, right? Because no journal is going to accept it. So it seems like, in a way, they're tipping their hand. It's kind of a tell that this is all they really wanted to do was to get a preprint out there on MDPI's preprints.org. And it's even more remarkable in a way to me at least, that MDPI is the entity that's withdrawing it because I think they are probably more permissive of these things than others, but I don't know. Maybe they're not. I, it's making me reshuffle my entire
I know.
concept map.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the question is, what did they have to gain by hosting this preprint server and letting things, ride? I mean, this paper, hold on, let me look up. It's gotten a lot of traffic. I mean,
Right.
way more than any normal paper would.
Right, because it's
Um,
promoted by the McCullough Substacks and all of their
yeah.
social media and all that back in July. And
Hmm.
that's what brought it to the attention of people, the epidemiology sleuths and people who read papers and scrutinize them carefully and caused a bit of a furor back then. But the thing that is so this is one of the things that we touched on briefly is that when you have conspiracy theorists, there's no downside to any of this, right?
Right, because they are really making a meal of this. First, it was the elite journals are corrupt. And then it was, they used the gaslight journals and their own Substack platforms to, publish their own papers. And then they started to collect a lot of papers that other people had written and put their own spin on them. And then the preprints is their, next line of defense is that we can just put these preprints out and we'll take credit for them instantaneously. And then maybe they might get peer reviewed or published or revised or whatever, going along with the whole preprint ethos. So they're systematically going through every um, different venue in scholarly publishing from top to bottom. And
Yeah,
so I
they're
think,
probing for weakness, right? I mean, it's a classic technique. And then when there isn't weakness, then they claim that lack of weakness, because they call this censorship, right? This preprint isn't being withdrawn, it's being censored.
well, maybe they published on the wrong platform.
Well, yeah, but it also gets to the point that preprints.org is a private entity. They aren't censoring anybody. You just don't have a right to say whatever you want in their house. and
Mhm.
they looked at what you were saying and they said that's worse than a party foul, so get out of here and don't come around here no more. So that it's
Well, we don't know the ins and outs of what's going on with MDPI and why they decided to remove a reprint. It's not even a retraction, they
or
just
preprint. Yeah,
erased it.
yeah,
Um, and so it'd be curious if anybody knows. Give
yeah.
us a
We'd love to
shout.
hear. But now they get to make hay about the censorship, and then my guess is that this will probably end up in a Gaslight journal, or as this, we are releasing the paper ourselves because the corrupt journals industry can't be trusted to tell you the full story. And it's,
Well, yeah.
big conspiracy, and they're attacking PubPeer and others in other venues, and we'll probably talk about that down the road. But yeah, it's just kind of a
Well, it's all
emblematic
just
of what's going on in this right now with all these people and how they're spinning out, and the conspiracy world it's always about the conspiracy. That's how you know it's a conspiracy, right?
but this whole circus has given their primary platform, which is their Substack, more fuel.
Hmm.
And so I don't think they need to publish this anywhere else. They've already proven to their readership that they've been maligned and censored against, and so they've got all the primary information to the people who want to get it. What they've done by going through these motions is they've proven, according to their own criteria, that the scientific establishment is corrupt and against them. And
Right.
so this is a win-win-win-win for them.
It's insane. It's insane. And
Yeah.
the bottom line is, we'll get back to kind of the message about that we talked about in the our full episode earlier this week, is if there were not biomedical preprints, this whole game would not be happening, because it would nothing would enter the scientific literature unless a community of people who care about what gets into that community said this is worth issuing to our community. And instead, we have the platforming of scientific information for no particular reason, with no particular scrutiny. And these games have been going on for years and years and years. This is not the first one. It's not going to be the last one. It's probably not even the worst one, but it's another reminder that this is a something we could stop very
Mhm.
easily if all the journals just said we're not going to accept papers that have been pre-printed, and then all these commercial entities with preprint servers would go, well, then we're shutting them down, and we'd be done.
Right. And like we said yesterday, platforming gives legitimacy and, deservedly or not. And with legitimacy comes the ability to say, I've been censored. And
Yep.
so,
Yep.
yeah,
All right, so we just wanted to touch base real quick on this. We'll put some notes into post tomorrow, so you can look at these things. It'll be in the Friday song. Hopefully, it doesn't ruin the song. And
wow.
it's a good song too. It's a really good song. All right, so that's it. We just wanted to give you a quick update. Hope you appreciate this, and thanks to Joy for hopping on the line quick. And we look forward to a full episode next week. We got some good stuff coming.
We sure do. All right. Have a great weekend, everyone.